Mayor Don Mitchell.
Is it? Is he the leader?
I have no clue.
He is the mayor, so yeah, I would say that's correct. All right. What is the title of the head of government for Whitby? Well, we already answered that, Mayor. What is the title of the head of government for Durham?
Is it Christine Robinson? Mayor? Maybe not. Actually, I don't know.
I can't really hear you.
Oh, is it Christine Robinson? Mayor of Durham.
So there's a mayor of Durham and a mayor of. Now, did you look up England?
Is it the regional chair?
Yeah, it could be.
That's what I got too.
But you guys, that's the a lot of cities and towns in Canada are named after British English towns and cities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, which ones did you really have struggle with? These are silly questions. Let's go to better questions, like the role of the Governor General, number 15.
15. Oh, I got this. Or do we answer it?
Sure, you're ready to go.
Okay. The role of the Governor General is to propose and vote on new legislation.
Do they have power?
Not really. Like, it's more of a.
They have to sign off, right?
Yeah.
They don't usually not sign off. Okay, where do they live? The Governor General.
Ottawa?
Yeah.
Wait, was it Rideau or something?
Rideau Hall?
Yeah.
It was in a slide we had yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called? Rideau Hall, yeah. Okay. Well, do you guys really need to take this up? It was more of like a, did you know these kinds of things? And most of you seem to have not really know. Let's take a look at some random questions then. Not including the Canadian Red Ensign, which never became an official flag of Canada. What are the 6 flags that have flown over what is now called Canada? If you'd be in my classroom, you might have you might have seen a poster like that. Give me 1 or 2.
Is one of them like St. Andrew's flag? That's what I found.
You found St. Andrew's flag?
Yeah.
The Union Jack and Pearson pennant.
Uh-huh. You guys are all like, maybe? St. Andrews, Nova Scotia. All right. Okay, this is silly. Let's have a much more fun game right now. So take a look at the one that's got the slide on it right now. It's the only way I can get it to play, because you know how if I tried sharing it, all the slides would be on there, and I don't want that to happen. So for just this one, I'll post it after because all the answers are there. I'll go through a bunch of people, and you tell me if they are Canadian, if they are dead, or alive, or both, or none. Okay? So I have to go over here to do that. So first one. Who is he? Is he Canadian?
Elliott Trudeau.
And is he Canadian? And is he dead or alive?
Canadian
dead?
live.
Dead.
He's alive.
Dead. Because it's
Dead.
black and white.
Yeah, he's alive.
It just looks old. So
Who's this guy? Canadian?
Is it that guy from that science show?
No.
Are you
Oh.
referring to Bill Nye, Matthew?
Bill Nye?
No, I'm
No,
not.
there's some other guy that does like some space show.
Cosmos.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
think
yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
Matt is
about.
talking
Not
about. I know
Neil
what I'm talking
deGrasse Tyson. Who could it be?
about.
It's Uncle Phil.
He's American. His name is Jesse Jackson. Is he alive or dead?
Guys, am I back?
I think he's alive.
He's alive. This picture might give away the fact that he's not probably alive, but who is Canadian or American? Canadian. Charles Tupper. He was a former prime minister.
Oh, isn't he like the shortest prime
Yeah.
minister to ever serve?
Who is this fella? Canadian, American?
American?
Nope, neither.
British.
Grey Owl. There's a movie about him. He became Canadian. Who's this fella?
I'm gonna say American.
What if I
I
told
think
you
it's Canadian.
he has the same accent as Mr. Leduc?
French.
Hmm.
Oh, never mind.
Gilles Duceppe, leader of the Bloc Québécois.
It
Come on,
looks
you
like
should
a
know
little-
who that is.
Okay, she does not look like that. She actually looks good in that photo.
Is she leader of the
Who
Green
is it?
Party?
Hillary
That's-
Clinton?
Leader of the Green
American?
Party, Elizabeth
Looks like
Bay.
Clinton.
Is that Hillary?
No.
Oh no, wait, is it?
Hillary Clinton, yes.
No,
Really?
that does not look like her. See?
Uh,
That was
she ran
actually Hillary
against,
Clinton?
Trump. Remember?
When
Who's this guy?
Is that Thomas Edison?
No.
Yeah.
Is
Mackenzie.
he Canadian or American?
Canadian.
American.
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 Canadian.
John Abbott. Again, another former prime minister. See, Canadians seem to know a lot more about, Americans know a lot more, of who their prime minister or presidents were than we do in Canada, for sure. Who's this fella?
William.
Oh,
Prince
Prince
William.
William.
Prince William.
Yeah.
Prince William. Where's he from?
UK. London.
Oh,
I don't know.
Britain,
England.
England.
This guy. Canadian,
Mr. Bradley.
American?
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
He looks
Jim
like an
Flaherty. These are old. Who's this guy?
Oh,
Oh.
the secretary of, like, I forgot, John Kerry.
You guys know the Americans so much easier than the Canadians.
Yeah.
I mean, they're on the news a lot, so.
Well, we have news here in Canada too.
I mean, like, U.S. politics affects, I don't know why.
Canada's just more normal, so the US is more
Just
interesting to
watch
watch.
Sure.
A judge.
All right, who's this guy?
I'm gonna say Canadian.
What about her?
Princess Diana. I don't know.
She's dead, by the way.
Canadian American.
American. Canadian.
He wrote the Declaration of Human Rights. Do you remember in grade 10 civics, we did a whole thing on that?
Wait, sir, are we not doing the dead or alive anymore?
Well, I think it's obvious.
True.
I guess, sure. Princess Diana, alive or dead?
She
Very
did.
much head.
She did.
Who's this guy? He met Forrest Gump once.
Dead.
Probably also did.
American.
He was the president. What about this guy and his mustache?
He
French.
did.
Canadian.
Canadian.
Ah, good question. He's probably dead. This guy?
American.
Nah, neither. Who do you think he
This
is?
is a
What
flag.
flag is that?
Puerto Rico.
That's not Puerto Rico. That is Cuba, and that is Fidel Castro's brother. He's the president of Cuba. Who's this person? Canadian or American?
Canadian.
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 Nope.
Nope.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that. I was debating whether or not I should.
Why? Because he looks Asian.
He's one of the parents here.
Bruh. He's probably dead.
Ah, everybody knows who this guy is.
Churchill.
He's dead.
Yep, Winston Churchill. Never mind.
Who's that?
Kathleen Wynne.
She's alive, no longer in the position of the premier. What's this guy's name? Who is he?
Prince Charles.
Canadian.
JFK. And dead.
Or not.
Canadian. Canadian. I saw the thing of that.
She's American.
Queen Elizabeth.
Somehow still alive.
Who's this guy?
American.
Nope.
Mexican.
Who's this guy?
Oh, he's definitely an American.
I got up.
80%.
Who is this person? They called her the Iron Lady.
Margaret Thatcher.
What about him?
American.
Nope. French. What about this guy with his haircut?
Steve Nash.
What about this
So
guy?
actually, Steve Nash.
Arnold.
Jim Carrey.
Schwarzenegger.
He was the governor of California. Did you know that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's American.
Nope. Former prime minister.
Oh,
Martin Luther King.
Uncle Phil.
Hmm. I think he's a prime minister or something.
Definitely British. Oh, never mind.
Nope.
George Washington.
Abraham Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Oh.
He did.
Not this guy.
I'm not good at that guy.
Oh,
American.
Reagan or something, I think.
He was an actor. What about
Ooh.
this guy?
American.
Canadian.
What?
Alexander Mackenzie.
Oh,
Oh, that one.
AMAC.
oh, she's Korean.
America.
Australia.
Oh,
I thought it was Putin for a second. Huh?
What about this guy with his-
I didn't even know Australia was one of the options. I thought it was just Canadian and American.
What about this guy?
I'm gonna go
Why are
with
you laughing, bro?
Australia.
What's wrong with you?
Rwanda.
No.
I think.
I feel like he's a.
Who's that?
He's a Mayor Whippy.
He's a
Oh,
mayor?
this is a
That's-
Chinese president. Oh
No,
no, the
well,
Japanese.
Japanese.
Abe or
Country.
something?
Yeah. Didn't he resign?
Yeah. This guy you should know who he is.
Dead.
Robert Borden. Everyone
This
knows.
is the Chinese president, I think.
Who's that?
This is outdated too. Who's this guy?
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
Oh, Modi. Oh no.
He
Nixon.
looks like an Arnold 2.0. Oh, I wonder who that is.
Oh, isn't that
John
first
A.
guy?
MacDonald.
Yeah, I recognize the cut.
I like your cut, G. Oh, who is this guy?
American.
Is that George Washington?
George Washington.
George Washington.
You can tell by the cuts, like the hair.
American.
Kim
Nope.
Campbell.
God, I need to stop answering.
She was the only Canadian female prime minister.
Oh, that's what she
Was that a question?
See,
I think he's Canadian. Oh no.
Neither.
never mind.
Oh, Roosevelt.
Oh, that's him. What the hell?
Hmm.
Mr. Bean. I don't know, man.
Canadian.
Nope.
Is that
Kidding.
American and alive.
Angela Merkel?
She's German.
Oh, she was younger.
Certainly.
Dead and Canadian.
Oh,
Who in?
Russian.
Russian.
Oh, that's
Putin.
him.
Putin.
Oh,
Joe.
Mendel.
Nelson Mandela.
Denzel.
Yeah. Why did they call
So,
him
I thought that
medieval?
was Morgan Freeman. What the hell?
Who's this guy?
Putin when he was younger. Oh, never mind.
Richard Bennett.
Do you remember in grade 10? He
Yeah,
was not very
the
much.
Bennett buggies.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Pakistan. No? Yeah. Okay.
Sacrifice my arm, man.
Hitler.
Ooh,
German. I think he's German.
he's still
Hitler.
alive.
Who's this guy?
Or is he?
George Bush.
Bush.
Wait, sir, what was that last flag? It was like some fake American flag.
No, it was a
That was-
Liberian flag.
The what flag?
Oh, cool.
Liberia.
Oh wow.
Wait,
Who's this guy?
No. Canadian.
Nope, never mind.
The Pope. Is that Pope? John?
Which one though?
The Pope
Francis.
Pope
from
Francis.
Vatican City and alive.
They all look alike.
George H.W. Bush.
Jim Crow.
Well, that's Pearson.
Oh, it looks like Mitch I don't know. I've
Rudy
seen him-
Giuliani.
Rudy Giuliani, yeah.
How the hell do you guys know these persons? These people?
American. No. Canadian.
I think I know him. Yeah, he's
I do.
Canadian.
Then Irish.
It's like Gandhi.
Gandhi.
alive.
Got it.
American.
Oh my god, I wonder what.
Jimmy Carter.
American.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
American.
Yeah.
American.
Ben
Who is it,
Franklin.
Hamill? Oh, yeah.
So you're not telling me if you're dead or alive.
This guy.
Is he dead or alive?
American.
What is that flag? Soviet?
USSR. Oh, this is
yeah,
Clinton.
Canadian.
I don't know.
Bangladesh.
No,
Oh,
who
no.
that is.
Oh.
You should know this.
Mc-
If you have a $5 bill, he's on it.
We
The
only
$5 bill guy.
really collect.
Who's this guy?
Mhm.
Oh, it's the Costa Rica flag.
Chinchilla.
All right. Oops.
That was embarrassing.
I was expecting more of like Justin Bieber and LeBron James.
Current politicians, eh?
Yeah, LeBron James. Where
Don James.
was Kanye West?
Yeah, right?
Didn't
Kanye West is a politician.
drop out of the race. All right. Let's take a look at something else. Okay, so I'm going to post a, what time is it? 1. A little activity for you to do. What you're going to do is you're going to choose a Canadian Prime Minister and compare them to a movie title.
Oh, I thought you were going to say an American president.
So let me post that now.
So long. Yo, take the shit down, yo.
All right. So it's posted here. I'll share it here. You can go through it.
Justin Trudeau, Eddie the Eagle.
So choose a prime minister. There's a list of them right there. You can even choose Trudeau if you want. He's not on the list. And attempt to define their career by comparing it to a movie title. And the reason I'm doing this is to get you to think of in an abstract way and pass a critical judgment on the career of them, on the prime minister. Right? So answer the questions like, just read about them. You can find a quick biography. And how was their career? Were they well liked? You know, we everybody learned in grade 10 history about Bennett and how he just had no clue. So what movie title would you use to define him?
Clueless.
Clue.
What? Clueless. Sure.
Is
Yeah,
that even a movie?
right there. That's it. That's all it
That's
is.
a movie?
Clueless is a great movie, and if you guys haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it.
Justin
They can turn it into a TV show.
Justin Trudeau's 2012.
No, his is Eddie the Eagle.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
should just the title be like it or the movie plot?
Well,
Or just title? Wait.
you're
Yeah,
gonna
sure, that's
use
what
the
he said.
title and then basically just write a little thing at the end, if you notice here. So basically, you're choosing the prime minister's name. You're choosing the appropriate title of a movie that would be used to describe that prime minister, and then just tell me quickly in a couple sentences why you chose that movie title. Right? Very simple.
So just the title, right?
How long are we supposed to like work on it? Like, should we just like make it now, right now, or like
Yeah,
go
just
do
do
it?
it now. I'll
Like
give
on
you
top
half
of my
an hour. It shouldn't take
Take
long.
half an hour. I already got like 3.
Okay, but the hardest part is to the number 3, right?
Okay.
So
Oh.
it's 105. We'll come back at 120 or 30 and see how we're doing.
Are you gonna mark it?
If you do it, I'm going to mark it. If you don't, you're going to get 0, that kind of thing. There will be assignments in this class that are obviously marked for grades and others that are done for completion. We already have a bunch of people that are failing as they have not submitted the original first quiz. But, you know, they pile up. Understood? Okay, we'll come back in half an hour.
Wait, sir, I thought the quiz was diagnostic.
Pardon me?
I thought the quiz was diagnostic.
Yeah, the quiz is diagnostic for yourself. You're looking at yourself and seeing what you know.
Yeah, wait, so you're gonna mark that?
Well,
That
if you
quiz?
did it, it's 100%. If you didn't do it, it's 0%.
Oh, okay. It's like a completion mark then.
Exactly. I can't do completion mark on Google Classroom. I can only do, you know, an actual,
100.
yeah, 100 or 0.
Okay.
Jeez.
Wait,
Okay.
so it was just a diagnostic one that we did yesterday, right?
Yeah. And now this
All right,
one's
cool.
the second one.
All right.
All right. Well, we reconvene in half an hour.
Okay.
I'm still here, but I'm turning off my marking thing. But you can still ask, what format would you like it in, Miriam? What does that mean? You know, like a PDF or whatever. I don't know.
Are we like gonna like come back and like share it and like?
I would love to share it.
All right, me too.
Because the whole point is, you know, you're thinking about it. And some of them are going to be funny. Some of them are going to be sad. You know? All right. No, like MLA or something? Wow. Miriam, do not overthink. You're going to have a hard time. Okay.
Sir?
Yes.
Do we answer all those questions in number 1? Like all those, like there's like 5 of them. Do we answer them all?
Well, you're using those questions to, you know, try to come up with your answer, right?
Yeah,
So
but do we write
after
down-
answering those questions, you can come up with an idea of how they are, like how you see them, and then you can use those answers to come up with your movie title. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but like, do we write it down for you or do we just do it for ourselves?
No, the only part you're writing down is the name of the movie and number 3, why you justified using that name.
Okay, okay. thanks.
So we just have to pick like a title of the movie and
Yeah,
usually-
like if you're gonna choose somebody and they're absent-minded or something, I don't know, anything, and then find the movie and then justify why you thought this prime minister should be this movie name, right?
Wait, it's not an MLA, right? We're not writing a.
Oh,
whole
there's
paragraph.
nothing like that. The
Okay, okay,
research is for
okay.
you,
Okay.
It's
little
nothing.
tiny, quick in class.
Okay, so it's nothing really
Right.
formal, right?
Yeah, no formality.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
the question. I just thought of 127 hours, and I was going to compare it to Kim Campbell because like she had a really short, she wasn't prime minister for very long, but that's not relating onto her policies. Does that not count?
Listen, it's up to you to justify how you would, right? I mean, the 127 hours was about a guy who got stuck and
Well, it
struggled.
said a movie. It said a movie title, not the movie itself.
Pardon me?
It's about the movie title, not the movie itself, is it?
Well, either way, it's up to you to justify
Got
it.
it. Got it.
If that's how you justify it, there's no wrong answer. It's all about how you justify it.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, good.
Sir, how long does it need to be? Like,
How long does it have to be? It doesn't have to be long at all. Just
okay,
about
well,
your answer.
I just wrote like like one line from my answer because I can't.
Well, come on. Be creative. Think.
Okay.
Think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this due after class or is this?
Well, I mean, I'm giving you half an hour. You should be able to get it done within the time. But if not, I told you I don't like homework. So whatever we can do during class, the better.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, sir, is this being graded?
Pass, fail.
Okay. Okay, I guess. Thanks.
It's for completion.
Correct.
Hello?
Wait, sir, we also need to answer question 1, right? Like on the page?
Your answer that you're submitting is the name of the movie and number 3, which is the justification.
Got it. Got it. So not the first part.
Yeah. So I'll give you guys, we'll check back in 9 more minutes, and so we can
Okay.
move on.
I just want to know because besides that, I'm done. I just didn't know if I had to add that or not. But
Yes.
thank you.
So we're just submitting the paragraph?
And the name of the movie.
Okay.
Is anything going on right now?
Yep, I'm about to come back and I'm just about to post something for the next section of the class. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, let's move on. So 7 people or 5 people still have not submitted, so you guys can work on that after. Right now, I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to go through the current key politicians of the world, the people that you need to know. And we'll talk about that. So here we go. Currently in the world, there are many, many, many leaders, but some are more important for us to know, more key players, if you will. And these are them, as we know. In Canada, we talked about her yesterday a little bit. She was in the news this past summer for being kind of, according to some of her ex-staff, unfavorable to work with. Regardless, she is basically the head of Canada, for lack of a better term. The Governor General, Her Excellency, the Right Honorable Julie Payette. Of course, our current Prime Minister, his name is Justin Trudeau. Now I guess he's the Right Honorable Justin Trudeau. Anyone tell me what political party he's part of?
Liberal.
The Liberal, yes. Now, this gentleman is the Right Honorable Richard Wagner, not to be confused with Richard Wagner, the famous composer of times past. He's the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Canada, the highest level justice or judge, if you will, in Canada. The Honorable George Fury, Speaker of the Senate. The Honorable Anthony Rota, Speaker of the House of Commons. Andrew Scheer is no longer the leader of the Conservative Party. Can anybody tell me who is the current leader? The party just chose a new leader like last month.
Aaron O'Toole.
That's right. Hasn't done much yet, except the fact that they announced that he is the new leader of the Conservative Party. Andrew Scheer stepped down, but he stayed on until they found a new leader. So he was the leader for a long time, even though he had technically stepped down until they voted for. Why did Andrew Scheer step down again? Well, he lost.
He's kind of dog.
He's kind of bummed. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? In the world of politics, if your party loses and you're the leader and you still win, typically they don't stay on, and they want new leadership. Now, did he want to step down because he wanted to, or did his party kind of steer him into that direction? It's arguable. But, sometimes when people resign, they resign because they were asked to resign. So it's better to resign than it is to be fired. Right? Jagmeet Singh, leader of the New Democratic Party of Canada, the NDP, very popular in years past, in recent years, I mean. Yves Blanchette, the leader of the Bloc Québécois, kind of looks like Mr. Wood. We always make fun of Mr. Wood for looking like Yves Blanchette. For those of you who know Mr. Wood. Elizabeth May stepped down as well. The new leader of the Green Party, anyone? Anyone? Trick question. They have not chosen a new leader yet. So same thing as the Conservative Party. I think sometime in October they will choose a new leader as well for the Green Party. But for a while, Elizabeth May and the Green Party seemed to be getting a lot of headway, and then they kind of didn't. Number of reasons for that. Many people believe that by voting for the Green Party, you're actually giving away your vote to the party you don't want to win, right? We talked about this in grade 10 civics. So, you know, there's strategic voting and then there's ideal voting, idealistic voting. And though some people very much love what the Green Party stands for, it is understood that they won't win the election. And so they chose not to vote for the Green Party, even though they would love for the Green Party to be in power.
Why are they choosing a new candidate? Like,
Because she
a
resigned.
leader?
Why are they choosing one later and not immediately?
No, like why are they choosing another one? Do they
Because
have...
Elizabeth May resigned, just like
Oh.
Andrew Scheer. But
Or
has to
did they ask her
decide-
to resign, or did she resign?
Well, that's the thing, right? You know, she lost. You can't really, in the world of politics, again, right? Like I just mentioned 5 minutes ago, if you lose or your party loses, it's not good on you. So best to just move on and start fresh with a new leader,
But,
right?
like, I mean, nobody expected the Green Party like to win.
Well,
true.
not necessarily win some seats.
The Green Party expected the Green Party to win.
Oh, and a lot of people expected the Green Party to win. And you know, in the election 5 years ago, they won a few seats. But at the very least, what people believe is that we know, even the people in the Green Party know they're not going to become a minority or definitely not a majority government. But the more people vote for them, the more other people open their eyes to the fact that in Canada, people, want what the Green Party stands for. In a way. All right. Jennifer O'Connell, she's one of the members of Parliament, notable. The Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, Elizabeth Dowdeswell, very, very important key figure in Canadian politics. And of course, the Honorable Doug Ford, we see him on the news constantly, is the leader of the Conservative Party. Is it a majority or minority?
It's a minority, right?
Is it?
No. Yeah.
Nope.
Conservative Party?
Conservative Party, yes, but is
No,
it a
majority.
minority? It's a majority. Now, who was in power before Doug Ford?
No, I don't know.
Kathleen Wynne.
Kathleen Wynne. And did she have a minority or a majority? She had a majority. How did the Ontario government go from a majority left of center Liberal Party to a majority right of center Conservative Party?
Because they were bad at their
Kathleen Wynne
jobs.
sucked.
Well, a lot of people lost faith in Kathleen Wynne's party because of certain scandals that occurred. But this shows the finicky nature of the Canadian voter, where even though we do not elect our leaders, as you remember in grade 10 civics, people still associate the leaders of the government, the party, with the party. So in America, they definitely vote for the leaders. Canada, you do not. But the figurehead still has a lot of clout. So what does that say about the Canadian voter? Are they ill-informed, or is the system incorrect?
I think it's because it's different than America, because in America, like, the president has the most power, but like in Canada, like, the whole party is, kind of responsible.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. Well, it's not so much the whole party is responsible. It's that in Canada,
Yeah.
we vote for our own member of parliament or member of provincial parliament,
Mm.
right? Because they're the ones that are supposed to be our individual voice, the person that lives in that riding, right?
Well,
So
like,
the only people that voted for Doug Ford specifically are who? The people in his riding, right? Andrea Horwath, the leader of the New Democratic Party of Ontario, so she's the opposition. So not only did Kathleen Wynne and the Liberals lose, they lost so much that they weren't even officially a party anymore in Canada. Now, in a couple years, 3 years in the next election, I mean, we'll see what happens. A lot of people who really disliked Ford are still saying things like, well, he's handling the COVID thing very well, you know, et cetera, right? And these things matter to the everyday voter. You guys are almost 18. Some of you are going to be 18 in January, right? And you're going to have a big responsibility. It's going to be your turn to vote, so you have to vote. Yes, Matthew?
When's the next election for premier?
What is it, 2 years? 3 years? Yeah. So a while. So you'll be in the voting time age ability if you're a citizen. The leader of the Liberal Party of Ontario, Stephen Del Duca, nobody even really knows him because they're an insignificant party currently. Are they an insignificant party? Absolutely not. And what I mean by that is they have not won the seats to be a legitimate party currently, official party. Even Ontario has a Green Party. Mike Schreiner is the leader of that party. And so forth. Let's go to, these are all Uxbridge people. All right. Some notable key world leaders. Alberto Fernandez is the president of Argentina. Scott Morrison, the Prime Minister of Australia. Oh, fun fact today, the island country of Barbados has voted to eliminate the Queen and any ties to their country from their country. So just like Canada, Barbados still has the similar ties to the Queen as we do. As a figurehead, she's on all the money, etc. And today they announced that they will officially no longer follow that. Yes, Matthew.
Is Britain just gonna like hold that, or are they gonna do something about it?
What can they do? They already have independence, but you see the difference between Canada and Barbados, if you look at it demographically, is that Barbados was, a big slave colony, right? If you look at the history of Barbados and where it's situated in the furthest east island of all the islands in that part of the world, when the slave trade left Africa, Barbados was the first country they would stop at. And so to them, the Queen and England signify a very different type of history than it does in Canada for your average person. Does that make sense? In Barbados, there's a lot of feelings of colonialism, of slave trading, even though the British stopped slaving a very, very long time ago, much longer earlier than the United States. That's still the tie. And in Canada, there are people that keep saying, why do we have to still have ties to the UK? But it's not so much at the forefront of what's really important for us, right? In Australia, there are people who don't like the ties to the British Empire, but their flag still, as you see there, has an Australian thing and a British thing. What are those things? I mean, the British is the Union Jack, but what's the Australian thing on the flag? Do you know?
Do they show their states or something?
It is not the States. It's a constellation. But we up here in Canada have never ever seen that constellation. It's the Southern Cross. If you ever travel to Australia, you'll notice the Southern Cross in the sky in the south. Just like in the Northern Hemisphere, we have the Northern Star, the North Star. Bolsonaro, president of Brazil, very, very, very right-leaning, very controversial, in the news often, handling the COVID situation. Well, he's not really handling it, just like Trump. Also very controversial, president of China, Xi Jinping, rules with an iron fist, or so political scientists state. Emmanuel Macron, left-leaning, president of France, not a shy individual when it comes to talking about his, beliefs. Also, very, very important in the world and constantly on the news, Angela Merkel, not afraid to stand up to people like Trump, Putin. Modi, the Prime Minister of India. Again, I keep saying controversial because they do things, these people. And many people think, when we talk about doing things as a politician, we're never going to be able to satisfy everybody. And so some people very much love what they're doing, and other people very much dislike what they're doing or have done. Indonesian Prime Minister, very famous for something that's not political. Can anybody tell me what that is? No?
No.
Wait, what did you
He's
ask?
very famous. I said he's very famous for something that has nothing to do with
Oh,
politics.
I think he's a surgeon or something. He's like the busiest president.
That's not what I'm thinking of. There's
Oh,
something he
okay.
really,
What
really,
another
really
thing?
likes.
Food.
He's a big heavy metal fan.
Oh, that's another. Oh, that's Bhutan. Nothing. Oh.
Widodo is a big heavy metal fan. And that's often what people talk about. Giuseppe Conte, the Prime Minister of Italy. The Prime Minister of Italy before was very controversial. Shinzo Abe, Japan. Mexico, Obrador. Again, Putin,
Controversial.
democratically elected, but some say, democratic in his own way, right?
He used to be part of the KFG, I think.
How long has Putin been?
KGB.
Oh, KG.
How long has Putin been a president for? A very long time. Very long time. Very long time. Controversially, many people, politicians, and news investigators, if you will, have been mysteriously poisoned when they speak out against Putin. Mysteriously. King and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, Al Saud. Ramaphosa, the President of South Africa. South Africa has a very controversial history, as you may or may not know, with going from an apartheidly established ruling country where the blacks had no rights and the whites had all rights to a very different country today. Thanks in part to people like Nelson Mandela. Moon Jae-in is also a very, very famous world leader, famous for what he did before and many things. Do you know what his job was as a younger man? He was in the special forces in Korea, military. Erdogan, also very, very, very controversial, as he rules very much as a dictator of Turkey. His rules, are very stringent for the people. And again, Boris Johnson, interesting fella. He was once the mayor of London, currently the prime minister.
He
Often,
was like the actor from Dumb and Dumber.
well, he is the prime minister of one of the most powerful countries in the world. So,
But
I don't
doesn't he
think
look like him?
pardon me?
He looks like one of the actors from Dumb and Dumber. Jim Carrey's.
Yeah, him and Trump get their hair cut by the same people.
Didn't he have COVID or something?
Well, allegedly. And of course, the right
Hey,
Excellency,
my
Honorable
boy.
Donald Trump. Now,
President Cheeto.
in November, there will be an American election. If you have even watched the news for a few minutes, you've heard the controversy that is happening with the election in the United States. Can anybody elaborate on what kind of things they've heard about
The
in terms of?
mailboxes, right?
Donald Trump is trying to like discredit mail-in ballots and stuff,
Uh-huh.
even though he's voted by mail.
Yeah, and he's encouraging
Okay.
some people to commit voter fraud.
Oh yeah,
See?
voting twice. Yeah.
He's doing a lot of funny things. How do you think the soldiers during the First and Second World War voted?
Mail.
Yeah. So, we a lot of people joke. Did you ever see Fahrenheit 11/9? It was the Michael Moore documentary, based upon Trump and him winning, etc. And I don't know how much you remember of 4 years ago. It was a joke. Most people thought there's no way he could win. Right?
Did you play that movie in history class in grade 10?
I think I watched it in civics, grade 10.
Oh,
Might have watched it in history, but no, I don't think we watched it in history. Civics, definitely.
oh,
Uh,
because I remember the title and I was just trying
yeah,
to.
we don't
Sir,
know.
have you seen the
It's gonna happen. What's that?
Have you seen the Access Hollywood tape of Trump voting by mail? Like they went to a bunch of polling stations and then he gave up and just did an absentee ballot a couple
Yeah.
years ago, I think.
Well, we don't. I think history shows us that we can't, disregard the fact that he might win again. And only time will tell right now what happens, basically. What happens. Very controversial. Controversial, the other day they were talking about how he might be nominated and win the Nobel Peace Prize.
What?
Yet at the same time,
I heard about that.
well, we can never say 100%, Miriam, because we also said he's not going to win 100%. And he did win 100%. Not 100% of the votes, but he won. So let's see what happens. Don't manifest it, obviously. But my role is as your teacher is to be as neutral as possible, give you the facts. And so when I say very controversial, Kanye is not running anymore, is he?
That's tough.
Is Biden even good? Everyone hates him too.
Yeah,
Kyrie's like totally
Sir,
senile.
Give you an update on
He's
the
an
on the
interesting
Kanye
person.
thing. He just pissed on his Grammy. I don't know.
Man's actually
Yeah.
bipolar. He needs help.
Biden
Kanye's
has
still
dementia.
running. He's just Kanye's
Joking.
just ineligible to run in most states because he like either committed voter fraud by putting false nominations or he submitted the papers too late so he couldn't run. There's only 8 states I think that he's actually able to run in currently.
Listen, some people say that the Kanye thing was a distraction, right? Again, the same thing as the Canadian system with the Green Party. If we get people to vote for a third party, that means, you know, it doesn't mean necessarily that the votes are taken away from the party that they want to lose, right? People are pretty die-hard Trump supporters. You know, we've seen a lot in the last 4 years of the Trump regret for voting for him. But the majority of his followers are very, very hardcore. And only time will tell. I mean, right now it's September 16th. The election is, when's the actual election? In November 2020. November 3rd. Not far away. November 11th. Why November 11th? Is it November 3rd?
It's in November.
But we're still gonna be in this class to
Definitely
discuss.
November 3rd.
Well, then, so let's see the next
Are we going to be in this class?
Yeah.
Yes, because the last day of class,
Oh yeah.
I think when we switch over is November 11th. So at
Mhm.
that point, you're going to be in the class, which will be weird because we've seen each other virtually and then you show up for reals. Ugh. I don't know about you guys, but this going till 3 business is
Tiring.
tiresome. I'm always going to give you guys work to do at the end of the day. How does that sound? Yeah. Okay. So these are the most important, arguably, again, most important current politicians in the world and, of course, in Canada. Of course, there are more, but we see these particular people on the news often, you know, especially this guy, especially this guy. Especially her, and to a lesser extent him. And him, of course. Right? These are the world leaders that will be in textbooks when you're older. And we're living through the history right now. Right? Fantastic. That being said, if you go to your classroom, I have posted a short reading, only 1 page long, right here, with 4 questions. Very straightforward. Please read and answer. Any questions?
It says it's due Friday. Is this gonna be due tomorrow or Friday?
Well, you know, this is stuff you can finish in the next 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But whatever, I chose Friday. But that being said, I don't want you to be like, oh, I don't have to do it now and do it on Thursday night. Just take the time now, get it over with. Make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any questions? Okay. Well, that was fun. So that's what your asynchronous class is going to be now for the next 45 minutes. We can all log off. If you need me, send me a private message. PM. Sound good?
Yeah. Have a nice day.
Mark immediately.
Have a nice day, bye, sir.
Yeah, see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I see.